Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am Kim Warner, and I just want to talk to you guys about some classes that we're going to be having on Scorpio next week. It's going to be on Wednesday, I think it's the 20th. And yeah, because it's when retrograde is going out of Scorpio. So the Mercury is retrograde is going out of Scorpio. The class will entail information on the placement of Scorpio in the different houses, the 12 houses. It will also give you an understanding of the stones for Scorpio, the angel for Scorpio, and other exciting information. So with all of that being said, let's do an energy checkup. The energy does, to me, it feels like we're moving slow, which is causing frustration. Aries was a part of this energy, which brings that frustration. But then with Scorpio in retrograde, there is retrospect on deeper things that people may not understand. I did a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio class in October. You could go through the videos and find it and listen. And it is bringing up energy, which I talked about. A lot of people were concerned about what's it going to do, and it's nothing scary, but Scorpio makes you go deeper. It takes you into the depths, like when Jesus called Peter out into the deep. It was not a shallow type of walk that Peter was taking. It was a walk of courage out into the deep. And so this deep, it takes courage, because we have to look at the emotions and triggers that are coming up, not as if we're not going to make it or have a victory in our situations, but to look at what we're being presented with. If it's uncomfortable, if you are coming into an epiphany, that you don't have to be angry about any changes that you have to make, but know that the universe is supporting you, because it's giving you information on changes that you need to make for yourself. It's not a self-centered type of thing. It's retrospecting on yourself. It could take you back into rejections that you experienced in your younger childhood and bring you back up to now in this here time where you're living as an adult or a teenager, and it's just asking you to heal and understand that everything that is presented or you see in life is not always good for you, and that's a good perspective, because it gives a balance. Oftentimes we blame people and things for situations, and honestly, it just it's possible that the people, places, and things that we have been connected to are not a good fit. So when you move on, you find the diplomatic way of saying, I understand. I release myself from anything that I had myself bound to that was not significant, productive, and I forgive myself and others. And that's what Scorpio is about. It's not about being afraid and going in and saying, the worst is coming. All of the energies that we're experiencing, period, are for us to look at ourselves and in the presence of awareness to allow the positive changes. So that means if you find something triggered you and it hurt your feelings, you emotionally, what you can do is look at the fact that, God may be saying this is not a right fit. Rejection is for protection, we hear. And, when we read the Bible, what we see is Jesus having been rejected. So you actually could be in a position that is sovereign and because we have lived as individuals in the world, we feel like we should be accepted. And some of us feel like that also because we have that love, that flows from us, but it's not always like that because we all think differently. So I did want to come on and give that checkup. And I just want to look at also when we're talking about this retrograde, the perspective of how the children of Israel kept going around the mountain. And they were presented with things that were pretty much the same, familiar situations, but they kept choosing familiar rather than launching out into the deep with courage and saying, let me try something different. At some point, we have to try something different in order for our lives to become more productive, especially when we're not producing in that place that we thought we would or the way that we thought we would. It's time to go and sit in the presence again. And so when the children of Israel kept going around the mountain, it was because they were confused or they were not clear on what they should do. So in this time, we are slow moving, or we feel like we're slow moving. Mentally, the energy has caused some of us to slow down, and that's because we need to go within and look at what's really happening within us and come out with a clear view that we don't have to stay there. We don't have to be there. The energy is here to change us. We don't have to be angry. We don't even have to declare confusion. And that's part of practicing meditation and practicing your prayer. Your prayer life is what gives you the ability to say that I'm empowered to change my life on a positive perspective. So when you look at going deep, go deep and not sit in the wounds of past or hurts, but address them and embrace them and say, it's all good. Now that I know that the wound was here and I've experienced this wound over and over again, like the children of Israel going around the mountain, not understanding what their emotions were telling them. I embrace you. It is okay. Now we can go on. I love you and I accept you. Because most of this is acceptance. It's acceptance. So take that for today and see how you can work with it, but understand that Scorpio is a sign, and people that are born under that energy, they embrace people. They love people. And in most cases, they can feel rejected or feel like they're not accepted, but you got to accept yourself first. And that's where we are. We've been in that place, but it's very important right now because the collective energies are bringing many of us to a place of heightened evolution. And so we are evaluating ourselves in this time. This energy is not for us to fuss and fight. It is for us to actually weigh through some things that just didn't make sense. And sometimes you're going to have to sit down and talk with people, even if they don't understand, and let them know how you felt about what happened. Not in anger, but in love. So the class information will be at the bottom. I have a 501c3 where we help individuals that are in need, families and children. We got a lot of gifts for Christmas so far. I'll show a video of that. But we also service the homeless. I work at a behavioral health facility, and so we're always looking for assistance and donations. I'll say that because with the way that the world has went and the leadership of the world, we have to start pulling together. So I thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Just think about Jesus going out there and calling Peter into the deep. There is a transformation of mind, body, and soul, but it's not going to be something that everyone is going to partake in, because many people, they've chose to go with the masses, and mass psychology means that we're dealing with masses. So when I deal with people, I deal with individual or small groups. And even with this video, I am giving an understanding of the biblical, astrological, and the psychological, because as I said in many of my other videos, people don't understand that the Bible is a psychological foundation for change. Everything about the Bible and what Jesus is saying has to do with change. And so what does that have to do with astrology? Astrology is energy. And we are connected to energy, or we wouldn't be alive. We came here and we are impacted by energy. So some of the choices that we make and things that we say because we don't understand energy are influencing us negative because we don't understand astrology. It's not a taboo as it's been. Anything that you can learn in life is going to result in better for you because you have knowledge of it. What you don't know will cause ignorance to continue in this world. All right. So any questions, just reach out to me, email me. God bless your day. Bye-bye.